Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm just sat inside my little tent, going to make myself a cup of tea, because I like drinking tea because I'm English, but a bit hot. So I'll just let that brew for a bit as I do a little chinwag. Just put that onto the colder bit. Yeah, so hope you've all had a good weekend, doing what you're doing. I've had a pretty chilled out week. Well, not really chilled out weekend. Had some friends come to stay with their 3 kids. So yeah, it was quite a busy household. It meant that we were like 10 people around the table for meal times, which was noisy and fun. So Monday morning today, just chilling out in my little teepee that I've got. I'm just sat in my garden at the moment, just sort of making sure, well, just getting stuff out of the garage ready for summer really, because hopefully we'll try and do a bit of camping this summer. Something that I've always been quite into from a very young age. Also it's good for the kids as well, to do sort of camping holidays, that sort of thing, getting back into nature, trying to disconnect from the internet as much as you can, and social media, that sort of thing. Yeah, so I think it was this morning I was watching a bit of YouTube, and there's a guy's channel that I've got quite into recently, a guy called Tom from Sheffield. He's got a channel called Not Today Satan, interesting name for a channel, but yeah, mainly his sort of videos, he's talking about the sort of social decline in the UK and how everything's just basically going to shit, all of that sort of thing. I think his channel's been going for about a year, and he's got like maybe nearly 15,000 subscribers, but he's not actually, his channel isn't monetized. So I sent him a message saying, how come you're not monetized even though you've got, you know, thousands of subscribers? So he sent a message back, and I think on the message it said something like, YouTube, basically they don't like the content that he's putting out. They say it doesn't conform to their rules or some crap like that. Reading between the lines, I think it's possibly because he does criticise the UK government a bit. Maybe that's got something to do with it. A lot of the topics he discusses, he's basically talking about the broken system, really, broken Britain, and broken everything. Yeah, so I mean, I've touched on a few of these sort of subjects before. I'm sort of a little bit worried about whether to go into them into much detail, just in case, you know, I get banned as well or something. So yeah, it's a little bit stressful really when you're trying to just put out content that's just, you know, the truth and observational, you know what you see going on day to day type thing. And I've been chatting as well to some other mates on WhatsApp that have got small channels as well, and yeah, we're basically all in the same boat, you know, all of it had enough of the broken system that we live in, and all of the lies that get pumped through the news outlets and that sort of thing. And yeah, one of the sort of topics we discussed is how we can fix it. What can we do about it to make a change in the world? And I said this to this other guy Tom with his other channel. Yeah, what needs to happen is, the way to sort of go against what the government tells you to do is to try and not be part of the system as much as you can. I mean, obviously you can protest and all that sort of thing, but the way that it's going at the moment, that doesn't really seem to do much good. It doesn't seem to have much of an impact. So yeah, I think probably one of the best ways is to try and not be part of the system. Try and get as off-grid as you can, which obviously isn't easy, and you know, it's geared up to be hard. But yeah, I mean, I try and do that as much as I can. I grow as much veg as I can I can possibly do over the summer, and even in the winter. There's certain vegetables you can grow in the winter as well, like leeks and stuff like that. So I've been growing my own veg for the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, which is absolutely brilliant. You can totally tell the difference between that and the stuff you buy in the shops. There's so much more flavour when you're growing and then picking your own veg and eating it the same day. Hasn't had any transport in a cold lorry and all that sort of crap. So much better for yourself, your family, and for your kids. That way your kids see where food comes from. I've got my own chickens, so I've got my own eggs, which is completely different to the eggs you buy in the shop. The actual yolks, like a sort of bright orange instead of a pale yellow colour. The taste is way better. Yeah, I collect my own rainwater as well. One thing I haven't figured out yet is doing my own electricity, but that's just a question of getting some solar panels. But that's obviously an investment. You've got to shed out a bit for that. So I think that'll be a little bit further down the line. But yeah, just to try and get yourself as off-grid as you can, and to get out into nature as much as you can as well. Now that the weather's come good, I've got a couple of tents. I've got this tent I've had for, I think I bought it in like 2007. So I've had it, I don't know, 18 years, something like that. It cost me a few quid back then. I think it was about £700. But like with anything, you get what you pay for, and because it's like heavy duty canvas and all the stitching's like done by people instead of machines. Yeah, it's still as good as new. With a little log burner in it, you're pretty much on your way to. You can live pretty much anywhere. Doesn't matter what temperature it goes down to. You can pretty much get off grid like that. So yeah, I find I tend to spend a lot of time, even if it's just in my garden. I spend a lot of time in tents. I love it. Just gives you that sort of total disconnect from the Wi-Fi, and a complete reconnect with nature, which does your mental health so much good. Yeah, I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy to try and be as self-sufficient as you can. It's a learning process. But yeah, I find it a lot more applicable these days, and essential. I think a lot more people need to get into the sort of more of an outdoor way of life, rather than being sedentary and not going out of your house, that sort of thing. Yeah, so just a quick chinwag about that today. I'm going to crack on, have my cup of tea, cup of green tea. The no drinking's going alright. I had another little slip up this weekend because we had some friends round, so I had a couple of beers and a couple of glasses of wine. But I didn't get shit-faced or anything, so I didn't go overboard. It's just a social thing, just a social drink. So yeah, back on it this week. Gonna have another week of being sober. Off to England on Saturday, taking my son to England. So yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to a change of scenery. Looking forward to seeing how much England's changed since the last time I was there. Yeah, should be fun. But normally the weather's going to be good, so be better than the last time. Last time I was over there was in February, and it was absolute rubbish. So yeah, hopefully the weather will be good and we can go swimming in the sea, which should be fun. And yeah, so I'll let you crack on with your Monday. Like I said, hope you all had a great weekend, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. Okay, take care. Bye bye.